So I finally went ahead and I took the plunge getting the KNAFS number 3, and no, this is the original version, which is the first one that they ever came up with, and they changed the scales on that one. This is the KNAFS number 3 that just came out. This one I backed a Kickstarter campaign in order for me to get early birds edition of this one. Now, so what does it come with if you back the campaign? And I want to show you what comes with that. So first off, we get the sticker, a warning that says sharp knife. We get the famous candy. I think the candy is just to make it smell in a special way, a lifesaver. We also get this interesting looking logo over here. Maybe there's going to be a collector's edition. Hey, I'm going to try to sell it on eBay just to see if somebody will buy it. Extra pair of scales of my choice. I had 3 choices and this is the one I picked for me to get. So this one is the aluminum scales, while else this one is the plastic ABS scales that comes with it. So definitely this is the cheaper scales, but if you want to use a cheaper one, you can swipe it in. This is made for swiping. Also comes with this thank you letter, because this is a moon knife. So it says to the moon, amigos. And that's about it. So let's talk about this knife, and should you actually get one when it's going to be out again for sale, or if you want to get yours on eBay. So what's the difference? Right off the bat, you can see over here between 1 and 3. Now there is 2. 2 is much bigger. 2 is the bigger size, the one I didn't want to get. The 3rd edition comes with this right here. It's basically a different take on basically something known as Bugout, because Bugout has this kind of opening and closing mechanism to this, which is much superior than the old one. Pretty much the older version has it right here, which is the opening. And this kind of opening is much more prone to eventually break, and to keep this in mind. So if you want to have a better opening that's much safer, more robust, and more awesome, this is the one for you to get, and it opens up very easily as well. So if you already have the number 1, should you go ahead and upgrade to the number 3? That's a legitimate question. The next thing are the scales, hot swipeable if you have the version 1, and can you save money by putting it on version 3? So let's answer the first one. Upgrade is all about what kind of knife do you actually want. So this one is much more cheaper, the 1st edition, although I have the more expensive fancy scales on that one. Next thing is the opening mechanism. This one opens just like this, but what makes it so different is that the new one doesn't close by just pressing it down right here. It has a superior spring lock to this. So to open it up, you open it like this. To close it, you just grab your hands like this, and voila, it closes super easily. In fact, this makes it so much of a pleasure to open and close than the previous edition, and makes it a worthy upgrade. When it comes to the scales, you cannot use it from the previous edition and to put it on here. Not only the holes are a little bit different, the scheme here, you can see those different holes over here. That's going to look really not good if you put it on. They made it impossible for you to do this, because this right here is a little bit bigger than over here. So even if you take this out, it's just not going to fit in here. So that's going to be impossible. The knife itself has much sharper and better blade. It is much easier and more slicker for you to open. It feels a little bit more expensive than the previous cheaper edition of it, which was much harder, a little bit harder for you to open it up. In fact, you can feel the quality difference between those two. This one being good, this one being excellent. That is the difference between those two. Plus, it has the sound. You can hear the sound. Yeah, This thing does have the sound, pressure sound as you open and close it, and makes it, this is just more overall a better knife, much better in quality when it comes to that. And of course with quality you're paying more the price. This one is much harder, much stiffer for you to just get it to open up. It uses the old prehistoric way on the cheaper knives, which is pretty much this thing right here to open, which eventually can actually break. So keep this in mind, that this is not the best way for you to close a knife. And if you're looking for heavier duty, but yet you want the KNAFS, the 3 is going to serve you right, because it has way better scales, opens up very easily, closes up better, and this is the superior lock that is included with this. Overall, I think you're getting much better knife, much more sharper, much more slick looking, and just a better overall experience when it comes to the usage of it, although you're getting the same exact knife as you got before. So for those of you who are thinking, should you upgrade? The answer is yes. For those of you who are thinking, is it worth the extra money? It's questionable, because just paying for the lock by itself might not be justifiable enough if you own the previous edition. Other than that, the knife is slick, it is good looking, and it's definitely worth over $100. It is better, maybe questionably better, than a Benchmade, because the Benchmade is just more expensive overall. So you're getting the similar knife, similar things that it can do, and for Benchmade Mini itself, you're paying for the name. So let's compare the KNAFS to a few competitors so you can see, is it really worth it, and what is the size comparison to this. So first off, we have here the Reptilian, which is, in my opinion, one of the best knives ever made, and it's a little bit bigger than this one. Next knife we'll be comparing to is the Para 3 Spyderco. It's a little bit bigger knife, especially the handle itself here. And the one that's more than likely it was actually going for, trying to imitate the look and the features, is this one over here, which is the Benchmade Mini, which are very similar in so many ways. And I think the Mini is just a little bit, not a little bit more expensive than the KNAFS. So you're saving 1/3 of your money by going for the KNAFS versus the Mini itself.